Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to a Malagasy Expeditionary Force Planning video. Now, some of you will be disappointed that this doesn't include lots of aircraft. I'm sorry, I have a lot of tanks and armoured vehicles as well. So basically I'm planning the Malagasy Whif Expeditionary Force and whether it will now deploy or can forward deploy to Oilum if required. Oilum is Tanzania. Obviously there's a lot going on in Africa, Russia building up its influence, the French diminishing influence, the Americans being evicted from Niger, lots going on, China buying up natural resources. So what I've done is I've thought, well, what would happen if I took the Malagasy heavy battle force and took out all of the heavy tracked equipment and basically anything above 40 tons, what would be left? Then a Malagasy battle group is built on company size elements, and these are the elements that are left with all the heavy armour and with anything above 40 tons stripped out. So technically all of this is transportable either by a 400M as a two-part load. So the boxers are two-part loads. So basically the fighting module strips off from the base module and it's a two-part load. Or they can be landed by, in some cases, C-130 Herculeses, particularly these light elements at the front. And I think it's actually quite a good force, and if you had 2 or 3 of these you'd have a relatively powerful force. Now a lot of the fast moving fighting punches provided by the Centauro B1s, and I'm equipping these with anti-drone screens from Butler's printed models. They already have a form of active protection covering the front 270 degrees against RPGs and such like, and they've got a 105mm main gun, 8-wheeled vehicle, so quite mobile, and like I said, I'm putting the anti-drone screens on them. What else do we have? So let's start at the front. So in terms of finding, fixing and isolating an enemy, that's the purpose of the light forces: find, fix, isolate and screen heavy forces. Now in this case you have to play to your strengths, and the strengths of the Malagasy armed forces is air power. So as one of the viewers has correctly pointed out, find, fix and isolate the enemy and then destroy them with air power. Now Malmatia is slightly different because they've got heavy armed forces, however they haven't got many of them. Oilum's different, they've got heavy armed forces. Oilum is where Mozambique is, Malmatia is where Tanzania is. But even the battle group itself with its 4 AH-1F improved Cobras is capable of holding its own. Now you notice there's not a lot of heavy artillery here, but what there is heavy drones. So here we've got heavy drones, the Big Basher, and then we've got these which are 250 pound Mark 81 quadcopter guided drones. So they do have a lot of available firepower. They also have attack helicopter style coaxial drones there, and to protect landing sites against enemy drones we've got Ray from Coyote towed systems here. We've got Ray from Coyote mobile systems here, and then we've got Stinger and 30mm cannon light anti-aircraft systems here. So quite a lot going on. So we'll start with the screening units, and most importantly we've got a large component of drones from the drone troop, really useful there for going out and finding the enemy. We've got some robot vehicles here. My son loves robots. We've got another sort of anti-drone or drone system there, drone swarm system, and then we've got the Pimple Popper anti-armor drone. Then we've got the light recce vehicles. We've got ERC 90s and ERC 90 Sagis. We've got very lightweight M113 derived tow launchers. We've got the weasels there. We've got some scouting drones, radar and thermal imager. So one has a radar and one has a thermal imager underneath. And then we've got the Phoenix. Again, they have UAVs. And then we've got the electronic warfare troops and dog sections. Then we've got an air mobile platoon here with their foxhounds, and they have some ERC anti-aircraft vehicles there, custom made, and then they've got 120mm mortars and 105 light guns. Now, everything from here, excluding that, so we'll move that out of the way, through here, round here, so there is deployable from Chinook helicopters. So that is a highly mobile part of the battle group. Now, in terms of heavier screening vehicles, we've got the Centauros, we've got 3 troops, 3 each, giving 9 fast-moving wheeled armoured vehicles. They're supported and protected by Rayafon coyotes against drones. And then we've got 9 Boxer MRAVs, which have attached engineer support assets, and they each contain 7 troops. I haven't put all the troops out yet. I will do shortly, but they contain 7 troops each, and they provide the infantry with protected mobility and quite good firepower. Moving back, we've got a military police section and troops to protect logistics and to operate all of these drones. They're in Foxhound PPVs, the military police in ASV Guardians. And then we've got the command and support elements here. Now, these M113s are actually quite light. They're just tracked carriers, the M548. Load of Unimogs. I haven't put all the supporting vehicles on. And then to support the drone teams, we've got some more Boxers, and then we've got those Cobras. Last but not least, the command elements with a heavy recovery vehicle. I need to do some medium recovery vehicles. Support for the robot units, electronic warfare vehicle, command vehicles here of the Command Centauro and Command Boxer, and lots of these which are BVS 410s. Now, these are amphibious as well, and they are light. They can be easily transported by Chinook and Hercules. So good mobility for the logistics and protection for them as well. So that's the basis of the Malagasy Expeditionary Force on the ground. Like I said, multiply this by 3, leave the heavy armour and vehicles at home, and I'll throw it open for comments. Please let me know what you think and whether this would be a good forward deployable force that can go forwards, contest and deal with insurgent threats and light forces threat, but also have the punch and the mobility to deal with heavier situations if required. And again, protection against drones with the Rayafon coyotes, and use of drones and new technology in particular, meaning you don't need to bring lots of heavy artillery because you've got the firepower that you need there and here. And when you have found, fixed and isolated the enemy, you can either hit them with the Hawks, close air support Hawks, or you can call in a world of pain. Let me know what you think.